You better check your back because you never know when it's going to get stabbed. Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision on what comic books to buy. And today, guys, we're doing a review in the car on my break during work, and I wanted to bring you this quick review on the Amazing Spider-Man issue 18, otherwise known as Hunted Part 2. That's right, fans. This is the issue that kind of sets the tone for things to come and maybe makes you say, hey, am I going to be invested in this series going forward? So, this book is written by Nick Spencer. Artwork is done by Humberto Ramos. Humberto Ramos' artwork is fine for the Spider-Man series. I've always liked it. Yes, he draws Spider-Man quite weird sometimes, but that's just the way it is. Over-exaggerated artwork, crazy facial expressions, but the colors look good in the book as well. And if you know his artwork, you know what to expect at this point when it comes to Humberto Ramos. I liked it, and I give him credit because he can pump out books. Ryan Ottley seems to be struggling keeping up with the schedule of the Amazing Spider-Man. That's why you don't see as many books drawn by him. And I'm very curious to see how long is he going to do the Amazing Spider-Man title. So here's some pictures with Mary Jane in it as well. So yeah, so artwork's pretty good. What happens in this story, okay? What makes it interesting to where it's like, oh yeah, I want to keep buying this. So, if you read the last issue, you wind up getting to see that Spider-Man is captured with all his villains. They're in Central Park. They're trapped by the shield. No one can escape, okay? And Arcade is behind this thing. And we kind of seen this before if you read the Avengers Arena series. Arcade created this world called Murder World where all the young Avengers were kind of stuck and they couldn't escape and they were all getting killed, and it was the survival of the fittest. And this is kind of the same thing. Dennis Hopeless wrote that, and I think it has a very similar tone to it. But we get to see all the villains and Spider-Man running from these Kraven robots, and in this issue you really find out who these Kraven robots actually are and how they work and things like that, okay, which I thought was the best part of the issue. You get to see who the villain is and whatnot. So Arcade created these Kraven bots, their virtual reality headsets, and what happens with the purchase of a VR headset, you too, right, if you act now, can get this headset and you can be a Kraven the Hunter bot, and you can pick your own weapons, and you can go on social media, you can brand your Kraven bot, and once you put on these glasses, you can go out and hunt any villain that you actually want. And we get to see this loser who, you know, has always been made fun of and whatnot, and as soon as he puts on these glasses and starts doing battle against Iguana, he finds out that in this virtual world, he is basically, you know, indestructible. All right, and so you actually see him kill somebody. Now, this is truly survival of the fittest because you get to see villains stab each other in the back. You wind up seeing the Vulture in this book use Gibbon, just used him so he could stay alive and not be hunted by the Kraven bots and whatnot. And then we get to see a huge backstab in this issue, unfortunately, because Taskmaster and Black Ant were team up here to get all these guys in Central Park to begin with, and Taskmaster stabs Black Ant in the back and puts him in the arena as well because it was double the pay, right? What an asshole he was, man. It was so crazy in there. But that's what you really get to learn about this series, or in this storyline, of who the players are and whatnot. You know, you don't get much Spider-Man here. You do get some Mary Jane action because you get to see her deal with her situation with Peter being away and dealing with the bad guys and how she's coping with that whole situation. But throughout this issue, you get to see this narration from a villain that we have been teased pretty much since issue 1. And I don't know, I guess I'm just calling him the Millipede Man or whatever it is, because he's just creepy, and he has millipedes or centipedes or whatever it is all over him, and he's like stalking Mary Jane. It's just creepy. So who is this guy, right? I mean, they need to actually officially introduce him at this point in time. I can't wait any longer. So, but that's pretty much the issue. What did I think of The Amazing Spider-Man issue 18, otherwise known as Hunted Part 2? I thought it was actually a pretty good issue. You got to see the actual, you know, Kraven bots on how they work. The thing that I'm curious about is, how do you beat these robots, right? It's like, when you put on these glasses, these robots form, they can physically kill somebody, but can you kill them? And so when they die in the game, like, does the person wearing the virtual reality headset die? I don't know. And obviously Arcade makes lots of money because they gotta give their credit card information, and there's a fee for this. But what does Kraven get out of all of this, and why are they Kraven bots? And I'm very curious. I guess it's just a selling point because he was the greatest hunter in the world or whatnot. But I'm very curious to see why Kraven put his seal of approval on this. So still lots of questions to be answered here, but at least you get the answer of who these Kraven robots are, and how these hunters acquired them and whatnot. So again, this is a long haul story. If you're looking for huge story progressions in these parts, I don't think you can really expect it. You got to give it time to tell its story, and I think this can be a very solid story. And when Millipede Man gets his introduction fully, we'll see. But for right now, I'm going to give this story a 4.25 out of 5 stars. I loved learning about these Kraven bots and how they have different, you can put social media and upgrade their weapons. It's like a freaking video game. It was literally a lot of fun. So guys, in the comments below, leave me your thoughts on what you thought of this issue. Are you on board with the Hunted storyline? Are you liking Nick Spencer's run on Spider-Man? And fans, until the next comic book review, you can give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a single video from me. And guys, thank you so much for watching, and this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.